The man was freezing to death, yet he did the unthinkable, stripping off all his clothes, trembling violently in the snow. He tried to fill a plastic bag with snow and tuck it into his chest, hoping his body heat would melt it. But by midnight, the snow remained unmelted, and his soaked clothes were still damp. Despair washed over him. He had gotten lost while skiing and even fallen into the bone-chilling lake water earlier. As he cursed his fate, a house suddenly appeared on a distant mountain peak. Having been stranded for 2 days, hope surged in him instantly. He cheered naked, but soon curled up from the cold. To conserve energy, he put on his wet clothes and hid in a crevice, praying he'd be rescued by morning. When he woke the next day, the snow in the plastic bag had finally melted. Luckily, his phone and radio were still working. The distant house was now hidden by clouds, but the man pressed on with unshaken confidence. However, after 3 days without food, his vision blurred. He stumbled and fell, retching until only bitter bile came up. After resting for a while, he closed his eyes and struggled forward. But when he reached the mountainside, he froze in disbelief. He rubbed his eyes hard, only to realize the house was never there at all. It had been a hallucination brought on by hypothermia. The man's spirit crumbled, but his will to survive kept him going. He pushed through the despair and made it to the mountaintop. Night fell, and he was lucky enough to find a cave. Though it only held a skeleton picked clean by wolves, he pulled out his phone to search for a signal, but it died suddenly. Worse still, the howls of wolves grew closer. He had to hobble on his snowboard and flee all night, his calves swollen to a dark purple, his socks soaked in blood. He gritted his teeth and tended to the wound. 5 days after his disappearance, his mother finally realized he was missing and called for rescue. The team immediately sent a helicopter to search for him, but the man was deep in the dense forest. He screamed at the top of his lungs to get the helicopter's attention, only to watch it fly away helplessly. Exhausted, he collapsed to the ground in despair. In his sleep, he thought of his mother. Driven by sheer willpower, he clung on until the 8th day. He resolved to climb the mountain ahead, stopping every few steps to check for a signal on his radio, only to be met with disappointment each time. After what felt like an eternity, he finally reached the summit. He pulled out the radio in excitement, but his heart sank. There was still no signal, and the battery was dying. He gave up completely, lying down calmly and preparing to record a final goodbye to his family. His eyes slowly closed. What he didn't know was that in the last second before the radio died, a signal suddenly came through, and a helicopter was slowly flying toward him.